What's up, y'all? It's Kid Kenzie back with another episode of House of Agendas. Of course, I got my co-host with me.
Kenzie's driving the bus today, guys. It's gonna be a good episode. Kenzie, give it to him.
Doug, man, how you been? It's been an interesting week with the multiverse expanding. Tell us about it.
It has been a very interesting week. So House of Agendas is expanded into MMA. We have our own spinoff now of it's HOA MMA. We got a YouTube channel, we got Twitter, we got Instagram. We're gonna link all those in the show. We did our first episode. We dropped it on Friday. Really excited about that. UFC's got a big pay-per-view tomorrow, Saturday. It's going to be the same day as the episode drops. So we did our fight predictions. We did breakdowns. We did all kinds of stuff in that one. Good episode. I think you guys should really check it out. It's going to be on all the podcast networks. Like I said, YouTube. Kenzie, it's really exciting, man. We're doing different things. We're trying new stuff. We started as a little idea between me and you, and now we're branching off. We're bringing new people in.
Right.
It's pretty exciting, man. So that's what's going on. You know, I've been doing double duty with this and now with that one. So I'm really excited about what's going on for HOA.
Yeah, with that, I don't know. It's just with UFC, it's just I never got into it. Like after I stopped watching wrestling, probably around like 2010, 2011, I just like stopped watching like fighting stuff altogether. Like UFC, boxing, MMA, just never really got into it.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. You know, you're more of an animated fight guy, so that's just how it is. But yeah, definitely excited, guys. Please check it out.
Yep, check it out, y'all.
And Kenzie, I mean, we had an interesting week in basketball also. You know,
yes,
back from the All-Star break, and now we're getting into that mean part of the year where you've got to make a decision. Are you going all in for the playoffs? Are you trying to get a better seed for your draft pick? Where do you want to start with what's going on recently in basketball?
After the trade deadline, people were interested to see like how things were going to work, how like new pieces would be integrated. So let's start with that team in LA, the Clippers. Not saying they were world beaters beforehand, but since adding Russell Westbrook, they're 0-4. I think in Russell's last 14 starts, he's 0-14. Not putting it all on him, but 0-4 since you got to the Clippers. What do you think they're the biggest underachievers since they joined together, PG and Kawhi, that is?
Okay, so I looked into this a little bit more. I'm going to talk about Kawhi and Paul George first. Their record together is insane. But the problem is they've been together for, what, 4 years now?
2019 they gathered
together. They are 74-28 together.
That's crazy.
When they're on the court. But in 4 seasons, that's just a little bit over 1 full season. And it might be 3 years. They might be only 3 years together. But we're going to base it off of 4. 74-28 together when they're on the court.
Yeah, this would be the 4th because they got together in the bubble season.
Correct. So that's an insane record when they're on the floor together. But the problem is they're not on the floor together enough. We need to see these guys play. I know Kawhi, it's going to be load management. But it would be so nice to see them just play 70 games in a year together so we could really see. And I think they're a really good duo, but I think they do underachieve, but it's only because they don't play enough together.
Right.
They're underachieving by not being out there enough. That's what I'm going to say about that. Westbrook, you know I'm not a Westbrook guy, but I also don't think the Clippers should have brought him in with the notion that he was going to be the starter when they just traded for Bones Highland at the All-Star break. So right off the bat, I didn't love the way they handled that situation. I expected a little bit more out of Ty Lue, who I think is one of the better coaches in the NBA. What do you think, man? I mean, like you said, 0-4 with Russ, and they've probably underachieved on a team that you thought could probably win a title.
Yeah, my thing with Russ is like all Wall buys and all agenda aside, like you had Wall and Reggie Jackson, and then you were like, oh yeah, we can't do this. We can't like have a turnover prone point guard who really can't shoot threes. Yeah, let's go get Russell Westbrook. Like what? Even if you have like Russell still above Reggie Jackson, John Wall, he's the same archetype of player. So that I didn't understand. And I don't know his numbers for the year, but why in the world would they trade Luke Kennard? That's like their best catch and shoot player. That's something I also didn't understand. And then with Covington, that's like one of their best 3-and-D wings. Again, I don't know his percentages for this year, but like he's still like a very good versatile defender. I don't know. And like you said, Ty Lue's a great coach. There's no reason that team shouldn't be working. Like if you give that Clippers roster to like Spo, they're first seed right now.
Yeah.
But they're just underachieving, man.
Right there with you. I know it's been harped on a lot by a lot of people. Load management in the NBA is.
Yeah,
I'm good with guys resting, but there is an extent, and I feel like we're way past the level of, hey, this is just a rest day. I just need a rest day, flat out.
Yeah.
Or it's more of just, I just think it's gotten taken too far at this point. I'm good with guys sitting out every now and then, but why are you missing a national televised game? Why didn't you sit the game before the national televised game or the game right after? Just certain things like that have gotten to a point where I think it's overdone.
Yeah. I'm not saying pull a Kobe and like, oh yeah, I got a torn rotator cuff, I'll shoot with the left. Oh, I got a broken finger, I'm gonna tape them together and still shoot. I understand not doing that. Kobe was insane. That's like part of what made him great. But it's just like, oh yeah, rest day. Oh yeah, like sore wrist. Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I'm only gonna play like 65 games this year. It's just like, come on, man.
That's one thing about Giannis that I really like is Giannis plays.
Like it's doing things like that. Like you're going to give like the 80s and 90s basketball lo-fis, the back in my day arguments. Now they have some validity because you guys are just missing games.
Right. So what's next for us today? What other team you want to discuss after that?
Next, we'll be talking about a player that's dear to you and somebody that used to be because he was on the Cavs.
I think Kyrie's more dear to you than me.
I love to debate against him.
Okay, all right, let's go ahead.
We will be talking about the Dallas Mavericks. This would have hit better if they didn't beat Philly last night, but still, they're Kyrie and Luka. They're 2-4 starting together as a duo. Before last night, when they just like an aberration game, they hit like 25, 26 threes, and they still almost blew that. Yeah. It became a 4-point lead. They only beat the Spurs. So, as a duo, will their defense be an issue? And like, how far can you realistically see them going?
Their defense is definitely going to be an issue. And it's only been 6 games, so I'm going to pump my brakes a little bit. It's hard to get 2 stars to play together right away. And you can see it happening live on the court when they're trying to close a game. Yeah. They're playing hot potato with the ball. Last night was as close as it gets to being good because they got the 40. Both of them got 40. But they, like you said, they still let the 76ers back in the game. They didn't close it out perfectly. They've got to figure out, look, I don't know if it's got to be Kyrie that comes up to Luka and says, you're just better at this point. You're going to be the guy. If you need to make a pass, I'll be set up for the 3, and I can make a play off of that pass if I have to. But you need to have the ball. You need to make the decision, like similar to what Wade did with LeBron in Miami. And if Luka needs to be the guy to say, Kyrie, it's great to have you here. I'm all for this, but I'm going to be the decision maker at the end of the game. And I want you to be ready because you're the first person I'm looking at. If I get a double team, if I get a blitz, I'm throwing it right to you, and you got to be ready. That's a conversation that those guys may have had, may have not had, but it doesn't look like they've had it yet because you watch them go back and forth with the ball, and a decision hasn't been made on who's the closer, and it's got to be Luka at this point.
Yeah, like I understand Kyrie's great in the fourth quarter, but I think since they got together, their fourth quarter shots is like 17 to like 40 something. That's a bit outrageous, and at this point, like Luka's definitely like better on the ball, and like Kyrie's like better catch and shoot player than Luka. So I would let Luka handle it in the clutch. I understand Kyrie's one of the best shot creators in history, but like at the end of that Timberwolves game, just here you, no you, no you, no you. It's just like gotta get that figured out. While it seems like they're far away, the playoffs will be here in a month and a week.
Oh man, time's clicking, and that's the problem when you trade for a superstar. You got to make it happen quick because really the expectations don't change. If anything, they get bigger when you trade for a superstar.
Yeah.
I like the pairing still. I think they can figure it out.
Yeah, I think it's a very dangerous pairing. Like as you saw yesterday, it's just so much pressure on the defense.
Yeah, their defense is just so. The other 3 guys are just scrambling. And it's unfortunate because if Christian Wood was a 2-way player, I would really give them a hard consideration for like Western Conference Finals. Right. But he's not. And Dwight Powell's very limited offensively. He's and he's an undersized defender to be fair.
Yeah.
I just think they're in a tough spot when they get into a series with a team that's going to make every guy work.
Yeah.
So I just think they're limited at this point.
Yeah, and while like it's great that you are surrounded with shooters, you're not. If you're going into a playoff game saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to hit 20 plus for the whole series," it's not going to happen.
I mean, and I really like the lineup of Hardaway,
Yeah, it's
Bullock,
very dangerous.
Kyrie, Luka, but they need that 5, and that's where Christian Wood is not reliable yet in this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's if they could do that 5 right there, I would be worried because they have 5 guys who can spread the floor. Christian Wood's a good interior scorer, but they just haven't got to that point yet.
Yeah. He just like if he was just a bit better on defense, he would really be talked like heralded more. Because the year Wall was on Houston, Wood was like 17-9 or something. Like he's really good.
Great offensive player.
It's
great
just that defense.
So I look forward to seeing what they can do in the playoffs. They're going to be a very interesting watch come that time, but they need to figure it out soon.
Yeah. And now moving on to something that I wouldn't say nobody saw it coming because he's been hurt every year since he got to LA. But LeBron's injury during the Dallas game, he said we heard it pop, and then we was like, all right. Then he finished the game. He did great in the second half. But then after that, he's just like, out indefinitely.
Yeah.
So with that happening, and then I don't know why AD missed like the last game. I guess something happened to him.
Yeah, it's.
Do you think they have any chance that like the playoffs will play in? If I'm assuming LeBron's out like 2-3 more weeks, like if it's just AD carrying, do you think they have a shot?
No, I don't. I think they're going to be on the outside looking in again, and I think it's going to be. I don't think they make the play in with LeBron out.
You don't think AD can go like MVP mode like 2018?
No, I unfortunately don't. I don't trust him at this point. Like I also trust him less now because there's going to be more pressure on him.
Yeah,
I feel like it's more likely he gets injured now because the pressure's on and he's going to have to make every play. It's just going to be more stress on him. And I like D'Angelo Russell. I don't think he's. I think he could work in LA. I look forward to it long term, but I don't think it's going to fix this year. So I don't like the Lakers' chances. I really don't. I'm going to have them on the outside looking in. How do you feel about them, man? Because I don't know. It's not great.
I don't want to say they're going to miss it again, but I don't trust them to string together like 3-4 wins in a row, especially with no LeBron. And it's wild how fast things change because the bubble was less than 3 years ago, and at the end of that like bubble championship, at the end of the bubble playoffs, AD over Giannis was the consensus. AD was considered to be a top 3, top 4 player, and now we're saying, oh yeah, I don't think he can keep the Lakers. I don't think he can move the Lakers up 2 spots. Like that's just insane. But they low key got a squad. Like even though it was just a Thunder. Rui Hachimura was
but here's the thing: if the Thunder play SGA, they don't lose.
Yeah.
So like that's also the Thunder getting into position for a draft pick at this point.
Yeah, that was a nasty. I don't know why they would do that. If you're this close, if I'm Shea, I'm like, bro. Obviously, we're not winning a ring, but can you let me?
I agree, and that's the thing people don't like with the Thunder. It's unfortunate, but I mean, like, credit to the Lakers who were out there playing and got a win.
Yeah.
My point is they don't win that game if SGA is playing. That's all.
So if I had to call it right now because LeBron is out indefinitely, I'm gonna say no.
Okay,
I'm gonna say no.
So 2 no's for us because it's a tall task.
It's crazy. Just a Friday. No, not even a Friday before. Like in the group chat during the game, I was like, nobody want to see the Lakers. Now LeBron's gone.
Yeah.
Insane. Now moving on, Dame had 71 points.
Can I stop you right there?
Yeah.
It's the second most impressive 71 points this season. Easily.
Dame had 71 points.
Go ahead. Yeah, finish them off. If everybody's wondering who else had 71 this year, it was unfortunately overshadowed. Happy for DeMar Hamlin to be healthy, but Mitchell went nuclear that night. Please watch back that fourth quarter in overtime and tell me that that's not a more impressive 71 on the Bulls who were healthy at the time. So just go ahead.
Hey, Dame did it on the Rockets. A lot of young legs over there.
That Dame 71 on the Rockets changed my life.
A lot of young legs over there. But when he was going for the 14th three, they were doing some nasty my career doubles. So the question I have
When
is,
you're shooting threes with under a minute left, that's a problem.
do you think any team can reach 100 points? Personally, I would say no, because like I said, when he was going for that 14th record breaking three, they were like, no, we're blitzing you at half court, we're pushing you at half court, no records on us. So do you think it could happen?
So watching the flow of that game, I thought he could score 80 or more, but in the third quarter, he passed a lot.
Yeah,
he did a lot of passing, and that was the kind of the difference between his 71 and Mitchell's 71. They were passing more. This is not against Kobe, nothing against Kobe, but in that Raptors game, he wasn't giving the ball up. It's just it's perfectly fine. That was a hell of a game.
Yeah.
But he was not giving the ball up like Mitchell and Lillard did. Lillard had, 8 or 9 assists still? I mean, so I just think it's going to be really hard to get to 100. 70s is like changing the world.
Yeah, 70, it takes like upwards of 7, 8 threes and like double-digit free throws.
Yeah. So I think 70 is like the new like, if you can get to 70, you've really done it,
Yeah.
For me, at least at this point.
I don't know who else I could see getting 70 this year. Steph, he don't get to the line like Mitchell and Dame do, so I can't see that. Unless he goes absolutely nuclear from three.
Yeah.
I don't see Steph doing it. KD, no, just because he's sharing shots now.
I don't think I think 50 is going to happen again for years out, but and maybe a 60 ball, but I don't know. 70's like that new point.
Has Tatum had a 60 yet? Because he gets to the line and he shoots a lot of threes. I feel like
I think his highs
had to be high 50s.
Let me look real quick.
I know he dropped 50 on us.
The problem is him and Brown are so good together.
Oh yeah.
That they don't like they if they get 40 and 40, you're like, oh, that's not like. Let's see. Highest scoring game, Jason Tatum. He had 60 exactly against the Spurs 2 years ago.
Well, since we're on the topic of buckets, who's your top 5 scoring point guards of all time? Because if we just say guards, then just MJ, Kobe. So scoring point, AI included. Let's say miniature.
Well, he's
top 5. Top 5 scoring. You got AI.
Yeah. His scoring was just so disgusting.
Okay, but outside of Dame, Kyrie, Curry in any order, who is 4 and 5 for AI not to be there?
Good question. Let me think. AI's on the list.
Because I'm trying to think of like another explosive. Rose didn't
have
the volume.
You know who was really explosive was what's his point guard's name?
Kevin Johnson.
No, he wasn't a point guard though.
Oh. Let me see. It's not CP. I mean,
no.
if you tell Russ he has 45 shots, I guess, but I'm not putting him on that list. No Rose, no Ja.
Man, if Rose could have stayed healthy, it would have been interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give respect to Isaiah Thomas, because Isaiah Thomas was a bucket. It was like he wasn't a every night I need to do it bucket, but like when the Pistons really needed it, he was a bucket.
Right.
So I know there's probably guys I'm forgetting and off the top of my head, but I'm gonna give it to Isaiah Thomas of Detroit, not that other one who can't make a roster at this point.
Oh yeah, not low-key.
Not that he wasn't a bucket also.
Yeah, low-key he was. So yeah, but outside of the top 4, which is, how would you order the top 4? Like take IT out. Like how would you order Kyrie, Dame, Curry, AI in terms of I need 50 points? I'm drafting you one by one.
Okay, because you keep prefacing this on I need 50 points.
Well, what would you have?
I'm going to side with you, unfortunately. I'm going to say, I'm going to say Dame, Steph. Dame, Steph, Kyrie.
Kyrie over AI when it comes to getting 40. I mean, getting 50.
I want my 50 efficiently.
I mean, you might be. You look like AI was the sub 30s.
Is Jerry West a point guard, or is he shooting guard?
I think a 2.
If he doesn't count as a point guard, then never mind. But if he was a point guard, I'd give to Jerry West because Jerry West was a bucket.
Well, I would. Yeah, I basically have the same order, except I guess you could interchange. Like I'll have AI 3, Kyrie 4. With Dame,
I'm not a fan of AI.
With Dame, it's just like the range. I think he's at least in a half court setting. I think he's like the best distance shooter, and then he gets to the line the best out of those 4, except probably AI. He gets to the line the second best out of those 4. He can shoot the mid range, has the floater, so he would be my 1. Steph has to be 2 because if he gets hot, it's kind of clipped. 3, like I said, you could interchange AI for the volume, Kyrie for the efficiency. So that's why I would have at 3 and 4.
I think AI would get 50 before Kyrie, but it would take more shots to get to.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm not in for the I understand cultural icon AI nostalgia is crazy, but that man shot 39% in his best run to the finals. Like that series, he shot that whole playoffs. He shot 39% of the field, guys. Like it's insane on 30 shots. It's wild.
Oh my God. In his defense, the offense kind of was go make magic happen. In the era with 2 big men in the paint, and we play rec, we know how hard that could be.
The guy beat up on the 41 and 41 bucks. Let's get
it happens. All right, now
go ahead. I'm done.
Now it's looking like he getting that 3rd MVP. There's been a lot of outrageous takes on the sports media this week with saying that whole he's only winning because he's European. He's like
what's up with that? Like that's like
I don't know what
all of a sudden turn that into like a white and a black thing. And
I don't know what Kendrick Perkins was on. And then he tried some narrative manipulation saying that Jokic is going to be the first one to win a 3 MVPs or something without being top 10 in scoring. But when you look back at some years, no. He said Steve Nash and Dirk was also some MVP winners who weren't top 10 in scoring, but Dirk was tied for 10th. And when Jokic won his one 2 years ago or last year, he was tied for top 10 in scoring. So he just tried to twist the argument to make it seem like Jokic doesn't deserve it.
So, but doesn't Jokic averages 25, 11 and 10?
Yeah. And then he also brought up how early in the season Nikola was averaging 9.5 assists, but now it jumped up to 10. I'm like, bro, that's a 0.5 assist increase. He's not stat padding. He's not stat padding. So just do you think he needs a ring? Well, obviously getting a ring will help people get off his back. But do you think they need he needs a ring to validate his 3rd MVP, even though it's a regular season award?
No. We agree on this. Is regular season awards have nothing to do with the playoffs. That's why you have a Finals MVP. That's why you have the Larry Bird Trophy. That's why you have the Magic Johnson Trophy now. You can be the best player in your conference. They introduced those trophies. The concept of needing a ring to win an MVP is so backwards that it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah,
you're just this. That's the point Jokic has reached, though, that you want to nitpick him because he's that good. Don't get me wrong. If Embiid had an MVP instead of Jokic last year, fantastic. But Jokic deserves MVP this year. He is doing the most possible to help his team win, and he's got his team in the 1st seed. I feel like it's almost borderline disrespectful, and
very
for Perk to turn it into a white and black thing seemed kind of crazy because I don't understand. Black players dominate the league. They're our best players.
Some people's counter argument was, bro, that's not how it goes, because just 2 years ago on that very network, y'all were literally trying to debate who would you start a franchise with, Luka or Ja. Outrageous question.
Yeah,
absolutely outrageous question. And it's just I don't understand. You want to say his game isn't as visually dominating as Embiid, but his game is more impactful than Embiid. I don't know what to tell some people.
I mean,
his game was more impactful than Embiid's.
I don't know. I didn't love that conversation, and I just thought it kind of came out of nowhere, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's just at first you're saying now he's stat padding his assist because it went up 0.5. And then you're trying to say he's only winning it because it's European. This is looking like you just don't like Nikola.
I don't think Europeans didn't really dominate the MVP award before now. Like, I don't really know where that's coming from either.
Yeah.
Dirk won one back in the mid 2000s, and Steve Nash, who's not European, won one. Who's the other Europeans that we're talking about winning all these trophies?
Yeah, I don't.
Like, that
I don't know
doesn't doesn't have any like foundation to the argument, unfortunately, and that's what makes it worse, in my opinion. Is there's no real, there's nothing really supporting that argument, and I kind of feel bad for Jokic at this point because all he's doing is playing ball. Like, I don't know, 25, 11, and 10 is freaking nuts for us.
Yeah, and
absolutely nuts,
and like to not shoot under 50% since like November. Or no, I think it might have been December, but still, to go months without shooting under 50%, do you understand how crazy that as a 25 point per game scorer, to consistently be over 50% when you're the number one option? Like,
it's crazy.
I don't understand the disdain for this guy.
I hope he wins the third MVP because I think he flat out earned. He deserves it.
Yeah. Well, that was most of the main topics for today. Now we could just talk about our teams.
Okay.
Me representing the
Which
Knicks.
one of your teams do you want to talk about?
I'll be representing the Knicks and Wizards. And
okay, so we are talking about both your teams. Okay, I just want to double check before we got started.
Yes, indeed. And you, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh man! All right,
would you like to start because it's been a rough week, at least the Celtics game.
Yeah. To be fair, I want everybody to, I'm down on the Cavs. I expect a little bit more also. 2 national TV games in the last week and a half, both losses. I expect a little bit more also. But I don't want people to forget that the Cavs beat the Celtics twice this year already. Like, they went head-to-head with the Celtics, and they beat them. The Celtics shot the lights out the other night against the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
Horford was 6 of 6 from 3 at one point. Like, it was a very, very impressive shooting performance. The Celtics do give the Cavs problems, but the Cavs give Celtics problems also.
Right.
Mitchell can go at Tatum or Brown, and Garland is good enough to go at, give Smart all kinds of problems.
Mm-hmm.
They just need that wing shooter to really cement them being in that top 3, and they don't have it, unfortunately. So
Danny Green's not doing it?
Danny Green's not. No. his knee probably hurts right now, and nothing's happened, unfortunately. It's just where he's at in his career. He's a veteran, and you can't rely on them that much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm comfortable with us being the 4 seed. I don't think we can beat the top 3 seeds.
Philly included?
I don't think we can beat Philly. No. I don't think we can beat them in a series, unfortunately. I want to talk about the surging New York Knicks.
Yes.
Now, are we going to start calling them the Josh Hart Knicks, or do you want to call them New York Knicks still? Because they're 7-0 since they got Josh Hart?
Yeah.
I'm so pissed off that the Cavs didn't get Josh Hart, because if he was the 3rd on our team right now, Mitchell and Garland giving him the ball in the corner, we'd be in a fantastic spot. So go ahead.
He's just a baller, man. Like, even if he couldn't make a 3, for him to be averaging like 5-6 rebounds as an undersized wing, like, he's just so scrappy, gets after it on defense, goes for steals, goes for loose balls. Like, he was doing decent on Tatum when they played on Monday. That's Jason Tatum.
Right.
And like, there's like a 6-7 inch difference. So like that man, he's just a dog. And playing in New York, they love that. They don't care if you're averaging like 6-7. If you show like you're of that like Pat Bev, Jose Alvarado mindset, they're going to get behind you. And being best friends with Jalen Brunson, who honestly is the best player on the Knicks. I don't know how Randall got the All-Star over him.
Point guard stacked.
Oh yeah. So being best friends with Jalen Brunson also helps. And they're just surging since Mitchell Robinson came back.
Really good. Really good.
Since Mitchell came back. I don't know why he deleted the tweet that he's the best center in New York. I think they play the Nets again. So him and Claxton, that's going to be like a great matchup now. But they're just surging. And Randall, when he relaxes on the left-handed Kobe shots, he's a very good player. He's very strong. He can bully people down low. He's actually like a underrated 3-point shooter. It's just his mid-range shots are bad.
I think his shot selection gives him some issues too.
Yeah.
If he took out a couple bad shots a game, his shooting percentage would be so much more impressive. Mm-hmm. Instead of being like, 43, 44%, he'd be 47, and people would have less gripes with his game, I think.
Yeah, and then, quickly off the bench, he has been balling. He's just like a catalyst. He's a very good defender, which you wouldn't think because he's like 6'2" and like wiry. He can shoot the 3. His floater is like top 5 in the league. Like, that quickly floater is automatic. It's it gets to the point where like you have talent on the bench like Obi Toppin and Chris Sims, who's barely getting in because like Tibbs cut it to a 9-man rotation. But ever since he did that, they've been balling.
And I want to correct myself. I'm going to give Julius Randle some credit. He is shooting 46% this year. So it still looks sometimes when I'm watching him, he still takes a couple bad shots.
Yeah,
but that's even crazier. He could be at 50% if he took it. So I just wanted to correct that because he's been balling.
And like in versus the Nets on I think Wednesday, Brunson had like 30 in the first quarter.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
That I don't know exactly what went down in that Mavs front office, but letting him walk was an insane decision.
It worked out because they got Kyrie, but it's looking back now.
And now it is time.
Do you want to talk about the worst team of the three, or
it is time for the team that nobody outside of the Bucks and the Celtics wants to see in the Eastern Conference playoffs? The Washington Wizards. Fun little stat. We are 15-6 with Bradley Beal since December 20th. Our record when Beal, KP, and Kuzma suits up is very good. Now, I know y'all going to say you the 10th seed. I'm telling you, that don't matter. Our big three, yes, a big three, have not – our big three has not played a lot of games together. But when they play, we're good. And then, like, you got Daniel Gafford, might be one of the most underrated centers in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick Nunn has been nice off the bench. Denny Avdia, for the number 9 pick, I would like more, but it is what it is. He's getting better at 3-point shooting, the decent, the good facilitator, and he can play defense.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, nobody outside of Boston and the Bucks, like even Philly. I think if Philly sees they got us round 1, they're not just like, oh, that's like, yeah, we're getting around here at 5. Like, no, at any given game, Bradley Beal and KP could outplay Harden and Embiid. And that goes especially for Miami. If you told me right now that Beal and KP had to outplay Bam and Jimmy, I sign up for it. Obviously, they have the better coach, way better coach, Coach Spo. I'm not scared of Miami. Even the Cavs. I think on any given night in that series, Bradley Beal can be the best player on that court. I'm lying?
Yeah, you're lying.
I'm lying?
If you said he would be the second best player on the court, I would actually agreed with you. I would have taken that serious and I would have agreed with you.
You don't think Beal can outdo Mitchell? That's crazy. You know he just came off like 30-point seasons back to back, right?
That you do realize that's been a couple years now.
He still has it in him. The points are just down. And then who else is there? Like the Hawks, not really scared of them. So yeah, man, it's just if we get in there.
If we get in there, is that what you said?
My bad. When we get in there,
okay. I just
we're dangerous. We're dangerous.
I'll give you that. I think you guys could be dangerous in the fact that you could give one of the 7 or the 8 seed a tough game to get into the playoffs. You're not getting into the real playoffs. You're a play-in team. And here's what I'm willing to do about it. If you guys make the actual playoffs 1 through 8, not 9 and 10, I will change my Twitter username, my Twitter picture to Bradley Beal and the Wizards, whatever you want it to be, for a month.
Are you know we're only like 2 or 3 games out of it right now.
If you don't make it, I wasn't finished, sir. If you don't make it, Donovan Mitchell,
Jesus Christ,
in a Utah jersey, because I know that would bother you more, with a Cavaliers background, on your profile for a month. Do you accept?
So all we got to do is make it.
No, you have to make 1 through 8. You have to be in the real playoffs. No
absolutely.
All right, deal?
I think we might be able to climb up to 6. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, absolutely.
That's 4 games away.
And we got like 20-something left. We got time. We're surging. You saw what we just did, Toronto?
Okay. All right, so deals on the table.
Yeah.
Month, profile picture, background, name.
Yeah.
All it. All right, good. What else you got for us today?
We're going to do a big one at the end of the season, like with crazy takes from the group chat. This stems from a conversation that we had. I was the only one with sense that night. I think CJ McCollum has a better bag than Devin Booker. Like, if you tell me ISO situation, 10 seconds on the clock, get a bucket, I'm going to CJ over Devin Booker. But we're saving that for an end of the season special. But I will say, who's your first team all bag from each position? Who do you think is the best shot creator?
Point guard, I will say Dame.
Over Kai?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, nah. That's close. I'll give it to Dame. Slight edge. Shooting guard. Who can get the easiest bucket at shooting guard?
Just say it. Come, say it. Join me.
You know who I want to say, and it's weird because like he's not like I don't know what it is about him. Nah, Zach LaVine.
Oh yeah, Levine. Yeah.
I like the way he when he's on. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take Zach. Just
I'm surprised you didn't go Trae Young for point guard.
Oh my soul. No, I don't like balding point guards who get their coaches fired.
That's crazy.
3. Who is still a 3 these days?
You got Middleton.
Tatum?
Yeah.
I take Tatum. 4.
Yeah, 4 is tough. I don't know. 4 is tough. I'm about to just cheat and say Sabonis.
That's a good one, actually. I like him. He's smooth.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, Giannis's bag is just him running through you.
Yeah.
But it's super effective. I like Sabonis. We'll agree on Sabonis.
Yeah.
And then 5, I think Embiid's got the best like scoring game.
Oh, I thought he was going to go Cat because I was going to go Cat.
But he's yeah, Cat's a good one. But I'm going to say Embiid because I like his step back. I like his inside game.
Yeah.
I like his ability to shoot. He's got the one-legged fall away.
Yeah.
He can handle a little bit, and he's got the power. So I'm gonna go with Embiid. I don't love that pick, but bag is a disgusting question. So, and people, I hope like we're gonna hopefully post a short of this and see what people say about bags and stuff. Like see how their opinions are. But go ahead, give me your 5. Even though I could recite your 5 for you, let's hear it.
All right, my first team all bag. Let's start with the 5. 5, Cat. I think he's the best shot creator out of the centers. 4, we agree Sabonis. 3, Paul George. When it comes to bag work, Paul George might be like the smoothest 6'7", 6'8" guy and up. His handle is insane. When it comes to the 2, CJ McCollum. I think CJ is the best shot creator at the 2 guard position since Kobe Bryant. And with the 1, first team all bag. I'll go with Kyrie because I think Dame's like the better volume score and the better score overall, but like in terms of just like layup, floater, in and out, step back threes, mid range, I'll go with Kyrie at the 1. So that's my first team all back.
I like that. Okay, but like the concept that you think McCollum gets easier shots than some of these other guys is just wild to me. Like
it's just beautiful.
It's not. All right. I'm with you on the bag. All right, where else are we going today? We got anything else for everybody?
Would you like to touch on Ja Wick?
No, I don't want to talk about him anymore.
All right, well, Ja, if you see this, if it's that serious, go play GTA or Saints Row. I promise you do not need to be a gangster. And with that, that's the show, man.
Hey, that was a fun episode. I'm telling you guys, sometimes when Kenzie drives the bus, we get going in the right direction. I think we're going to lean to that a little bit more often. Guys, please check out HOA MMA. Check out our first show, UFC big event this weekend. Check out the rest of our shows. We got over 30 videos now on our site.
Damn.
Check us out. House of Agendas. We're on Twitter. We're active as hell. We're on Instagram. Check us out. Kenzie, thank you for steering the bus today. Double salute for you. See you around.
All right, we'll see y'all.